My name is Cody Elling, and I've been attending Napoleon Church of the Nazarene since 2010. I grew up going to church with my family, took part in serving, and there was always just a void, something that I was missing. When I was a sophomore in high school, my brother received a guitar for Christmas, and my parents asked me if I had any interest in tagging along with him. I thought, yeah, that might be kind of neat to see. When I attended his guitar lesson, the teacher offered for me to try, and I picked it up and just started playing pretty much exactly what he had been showing, and he thought, wow, that's pretty good. It took me about 3 months to learn the basics of guitar to where I could really play somewhat efficiently. I was learning songs very quickly. My teacher was a bluegrass and country player, and that really wasn't what I was too interested in. And so at that point he said, I think it's time for you to start learning on your own. I've pretty much taught you everything that I know. So it was at that time that I really turned my attention towards myself. I would go home and get on the computer and look up different lessons on video, pretty much learning any popular thing that I could think of. I began to play many different genres of music to deal with all the emotions that go along with being a teenager. When I was angry, I had something that I could play, and when I was sad, there was another song. All these different emotions would come out through my music, and my music was very self-serving at the time. It was through all those hours of practice of just over and over different songs that my parents had to endure. They kind of finally said, you know, why don't you think about using your gift for the church? And I thought to myself, you know, that really doesn't do anything for me. I don't really have any interest in serving in the church. So at that point, my first experience with serving in the church happened. I was very young and immature. I basically did it because I felt like I had to. There wasn't much growth or much joy. In college, I was able to get together with a group of people and finally start to piece together the idea of serving in the church and growing as a Christian. I started to turn my focuses back towards Scripture, and I started to understand what I was singing, what I was playing, and then it all became very clear to me. There's a Psalm 37:4 that says, "Delight yourself in the Lord, and He will give you the desires of your heart." All this time having this gift, the desire of my heart had been to serve myself. In worship, we talk about perfection versus excellence, and when you think about perfection, it's very self-serving. It's trying to become something that you can never be. And when we talk about excellence is striving towards a common goal. And when we talk about it in a worship setting, we're just here to serve the Lord. A lot of times we find that when we just let Him take control, anything we were doing before doesn't compare to what He has in store for us. I think of the parable in Matthew where it talks about the talents and the different gifts that God has given us, and how it's our responsibility to not bury those talents, but to use those talents and to further them, to grow. That was something that I had to work on as I grew up. God really put a passion in my life to further my skills. I started to learn different instruments. I began teaching others how to play different instruments as well. You know, once I really realigned my focus and found out what my purpose was, everything just sort of clicked, and it just really has taken off since then. I have a full-time job. I'm a husband and a father, and it just seems like life pulls you in so many different directions. God has given me the gift of music, and He's entrusted me to use that gift to further His kingdom. And since then, He's given me so many blessings, and I just feel that it's impossible to ignore one of the very first things that He provided me. I mean, that's really how I came to a relationship with Him, is through this gift that He had given me. I can't begin to tell you how much joy worshiping gives me. Just this place that we come together as a congregation, and we get to just exalt and praise His name, and I get to be a part of that. You know, when I see some of the younger kids getting baptized, or I see someone come up and write down on their prayer card. I know that's not because of what I'm doing up on stage, but I'm just so excited that God has invited me to be along for that ride.